Hello everybody, I hope that you are all well and doing okay. So today's video is a new video for me. It's a video that I have never done before, but is a video that I've wanted to do for a very long time. So I'm going to do my favourite baby names at the moment. This list honestly changes so much because I feel like there are so many new names that are coming out at the moment, and I don't know, my list is just forever changing. I was the same with the girls. To be honest, with Vienna, I didn't even find a name that I liked until pretty much last minute. I have been really reluctant to do this video just because we have been trying to conceive for the last 16 months, but I just feel like I love watching these videos and I would just love to share the names that I am loving at the moment. Obviously, I am not putting in my top names, well, one of each, just in case we obviously do fall pregnant. Then they are just names that obviously I want to keep to myself at the moment. However, I have got my cup of tea, which if you watched my last video you'll know this is from Asda. Honestly, I want to go back and get another one because they have the candy canes as well. So I've got my cup of tea and I have my book, which I've written down my names just because even though I know the names that I love, I really wanted to actually look into the meaning of the names and yeah, just give you guys just a little brief of each name that I'm loving at the moment. So the first girl's name that I absolutely love, and even if we did have another girl, could be a potential, is the name Nova. I just adore this name. I think it is so beautiful. Now the meaning is new. So it stems from the Latin word novus, which is the same meaning, so it means the word new. I just adore this name. I think it is so beautiful, and I do feel like there aren't that many Novas. I only know of two, and that is just through Instagram. I don't know any local Novas to us, and I just think that it's such a beautiful and a very powerful name. So the next girl's name that I love, which one of my friends actually has named her little girl this, and I'd never heard of it before, and it is Lovella. Obviously it is one that I would never use because one of my friends has this, but I just think it is such a beautiful word, like Lovella. Now this one is the meaning of the word love and profound affection, and it's a Norman origin. Okay, so the next one for me is one that I have only recently put on my list of names that I love, and it is Olive. So I'm going to tell you, when I actually was writing names for Vienna, when we obviously didn't have a clue what we were going to call her, somebody said the name Olive to me, and I just remember being like, oh no, that reminds me of someone like maybe that's like kind of older. But now I've like revisited it and I absolutely love the name Olive. I think it is so beautiful. Obviously green is one of my favourite colours, and the colour olive I think is just a beautiful colour. I think that maybe some people might not like the word olive because of the food. I don't personally like olives, but that would never mean that I wouldn't like the name Olive. But I do just think it is such a beautiful name. So the next name that I absolutely adore is AYLA. So very similar to AYLA, however I do feel like AYLA is quite a popular name at the moment. I know quite a few AYLAs and I think it is a beautiful name. However, AYLA is just that little bit different. The meaning of AYLA is halo around the moon, and this is a Turkish meaning. Like I said, I just think AYLA is just another spin of AYLA, and they're both very beautiful names. A new name that I have come across very recently within the last 3 weeks, and it has just sat at the forefront of my mind and I have loved it since reading it, is the name MAEVE. I think this is absolutely beautiful. So it is a very short and a very sweet name, MAEVE. I really like short and sweet middle names. However, this name, I just feel like you couldn't use as a middle name. I just feel like it's so stunning and beautiful that you would need it as a first name. Okay, so the other name that I am absolutely loving at the moment for the girls is the name Dove. I think this is a name that is going to go one of two ways. It's like Marmite. I think you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. So primarily this is obviously a female name, and if I was to use the name Dove, it would definitely be for a little girl. This name is an American origin and means bird of peace. I've actually got a dove on my tattoo for my nan, and I just have always loved doves. I think they're absolutely beautiful, and the name Dove I very recently started loving even more so. It was on my list of names for Vienna and Mark wasn't 100% sure on it. I feel like maybe if I had kept saying it and we had kept saying it, that maybe he would have loved it that little bit more, but it still is on my list, so I'm not taking it off. Okay, so the last girl's name that I'm going to do, I was originally going to do 5, but I just feel like I can't not add these names in because they are so beautiful, and obviously for any first-time mums or mums that are looking for names, I just feel like I need to cram in as many names that I love at the moment. So this is the name OTTILIE. I think this is such a beautiful name, and again, like the names Nova, I feel like this is such a powerful name. So the meaning of this is prosperous in battle. So I feel like OTTILIE is going to be quite a popular name. I don't know anybody that is called OTTILIE. I absolutely love this name, and again is still on the list if we do have a girl. I think it is just so beautiful. So it's saying here that the name OTTILIE has risen as the most popular female baby name in 2019. So obviously this is a long time ago, not a long time ago, this was 2 years ago. I personally don't know any OTTILIEs, but again, I just think this is such a beautiful name. Okay, so moving on to the boys' names. These I have always really struggled with. I have kept 2 of them off, which are my top boy names, but the boy names that I am absolutely loving at the moment is the name Ren. So I do think for me that this would be a lovely middle name. I feel like it's very short, very sweet, Ren, and I just feel like it could go so well with another name like ALBIE Ren, or I can't think of any names apart from the names that are on my list, but I just think that it goes so well. Jackson Ren, I just think that they work so beautifully. So that is a name that I just wanted to add in as a beautiful middle name. Again, it would be a lovely first name, but for me, I feel like it's a lovely middle name. So the next name that I have is ALBIE. I am honestly so in love with this name. I just feel like it's a really sweet name, but comes from a traditional name. So the name Albert is obviously very traditional, so I would say that that's Albert and ALBIE. ALBIE would be the shortened version of Albert. So this is an old English meaning, and this is the meaning of bright and brilliant. The next name that I have is Zion. I feel like, again, this is going to be a name that you're either going to love or hate. I absolutely adore this name. So this has the meaning of holy place or kingdom of heaven, which is just such a beautiful meaning to a name. It actually does refer back to the city of Jerusalem. Just loving this name so much. Like, I feel like this is a very powerful boy's name, like Zion. It's just so beautiful. And the third boy's name that I have here is ARHLO, but I would personally spell this differently to how you would. So originally, ARHLO would have been spelt ARLO, and I would spell it with a H, so I would have ARHLO. I just feel like makes it a little bit more unique, but has exactly the same way of saying it. So this is a Spanish origin and is the meaning of between two hills. Just again, such a beautiful name. The next name I feel like is very different to the other names that I have said, but is a name that we actually had for Vienna if she was going to be a boy, and that was the name Hudson. I adore this name. It's just something that Mark loved and I loved back in 2017 when we had Vienna. And this is an English origin and it means Hugh's son or the son of Hud. So when I was actually Googling about the name Hudson, I actually did read that this is much more of a common surname than it is a first name, but I just think it is beautiful to have as a first name. Then the last boy's name, so you'll notice I only have I think 5 or 6 boys' names in comparison to the girls, but that is just because I really do struggle with boys' names and I do really enjoy looking for baby names. So maybe if you did enjoy this video, then moving forward I can do some maybe more unique boys' names that I can find, but obviously let me know if you do want that. The name that I am loving and have loved for years is the name Noah. So I just think this is such a beautiful name, but I would not spell this with a H on the end. So I would say traditionally it is spelled N-O-A-H. I would spell it N-O-A. So N-O-A, Noah, is actually used for both boy and girl names. When the H is added on, apparently this is more common for a boy's name. I personally would use Noah, N-O-A, as a boy's name. I just think it is so beautiful and it's just a short, sweet and easy name. So this is a Hebrew origin and it has the meaning motion. So that is for the Noah spelt without a H. So N-O-A has the meaning motion. N-O-A-H has the meaning of rest or repose. So those are my top baby names at the moment, excluding maybe 2 of each for the boys and girls. But they are names that I absolutely adore, and if we were lucky to have enough to have another baby, then maybe we would use one of those names. I haven't 100% ruled them out, but every single name I think is beautiful. The meanings and the origins behind them I just love. But those are the names that I have put together for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give us a thumbs up and stick around for more content. If you did enjoy this video, then please let me know in the comments below and I will hopefully be able to get a few more up for you. Thanks guys, bye!